be replacing the little voices I dread for now, giving you a break from the constant internal monologue that is the human mind. I just want to say first, thank you for listening and viewing on whatever platform you're on. If you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the kingdom. We'll let people trickle in and out. Podcasts are great live because people will just jump in midway, have no clue what the fuck we're talking about, and then we'll just go from there. But today I have a super, super special guest today. He's one of the leading motherfuckers on Twitter right now. For real, though, backed up by numbers and screenshots that I've seen. That's all I know. But we have BERDYN, host of a ton of different spaces, a fucking influencer in the making, a street rizzler, if you will. Dude, welcome to the show.
Facts. I appreciate it, kid. I mean, like, dude, it's been a journey to get to this position. And like, honestly, I don't think I'm at my peak yet. I think like I'm just getting started. I'm excited though, dude. Like Twitter is my like thing right now. I love it. Like I'm definitely going to start branching out to other things like YouTube and Twitch, but definitely Twitter right now. And yeah, I'm the Rizzler. 100%.
100%. 1000 fucking percent. Dude, by the way,
nobody has been like me.
I've talked to my friends like Andres and Easy. They've both done street content. I don't know if I got the balls to do that. I don't know if I have the interest to do that. Can you walk me through what that actually is like?
Dude, it's actually, there's actually a lot of rejections. Like, I mean, like I would say like, you know, you kind of have to have the face for it and also like the confidence for it for sure. But dude, like it's, and okay, here's another thing, the environment. You need to like I this is why okay, this is some alpha, but do you know Woven?
Who is it?
Woven NFT, like the he shows
I might know them. I'm so bad with fucking. I gotta see their profile. You know.
All good. He makes like clothing. Like
Okay.
he's like kind of known in the space. He's like a homie. Me and him are going to LA in March for the event, but we're going for a week. It's only like a 2-day event, 3-day event, but we're going for a week to go record content there because the environment is so nice in LA. Like, you know, there's like it's a bunch of hot people. It's fucking hot. The sun is nice. Like, you know, everybody wants to be famous there for some reason. It's nice, bro. It's a good place to get content. You know, there's a lot of young people here in Vancouver. Oh, dude, this is where you come where you like everybody's just retired here. Like, just people. Nobody wants to give you the time of day. It's fucking cold as fuck. I mean, like everybody calls Vancouver Raincouver because it always rains. It's always raining. So it's first of all, the environment sucks. So nobody's giving you the time of day because they're always trying to get somewhere, right? And once you do get a person to actually do the interview, it has to be a good interview. You know, it has to be entertaining. There's a lot of the time where I have like so many clips on my GoPro that I just don't use because it's not entertaining. So, you know, it's definitely like it takes time and you have to kind of have the face for it. It's really not for everybody. I've found like, you know, some people have told me they've tried and it just doesn't work because people don't, you know what I mean? So I think it definitely takes a certain person and you have to just go up to people. You can't like get nervous and psych yourself out and be like, oh, this person isn't going to answer. You just have to go and like ask the question for sure.
And when you're running a show like that, or when you're suddenly behind the camera and you're like, okay, now I'm like almost the producer. It's interesting because that's where you realize the dynamic of how content works when it's that kind of style where you're like, I need you to say something that's kind of a hot take. Otherwise, this is boring. And it sucks because for myself, I have podcasts where I'm trying to connect with the other person. And then I have shows where I'm trying to be a fucking idiot on camera. And so it's like a little bit different because I'm like, whoa, like I talk like that versus when I'm talking to a human being, it's a little bit different. But like, what's his name? George Janko on the Impulsive podcast show with Logan Paul. He started his own podcast. And I think he saw within 5 minutes how much more difficult it is when he's the host because he had to pick his co-host. And he was like, yo, so like, what do you think about that? And he was like, well, you know, man, like, it's not really like neither here nor there. And he was like, oh, fuck. And I think he realized he was like, shit, I do that sometimes. And like, that's the problem with the shows. Like, you got to keep it interesting and entertaining. What do you think the secret's been? Like, I'm sorry, I've been rambling. Do you have your own spaces show that you only run yourself? Like, is that something that's interesting to you? Or do you like doing it with a whole variety of people?
I mean, listen, back in the day, only OGs will remember Good Morning Solana. But when I first came into the space, you know, I kind of just hopped around, you know, just went here, went there with spaces. And then I was like, no, fuck this. Like, I'm just going to start my own. So I started my Good Morning Solana show and I ran that for a while. I was getting like, I'd say like 70, 80 listeners, but some days I would get like 300. right? Like, so it was nice. The only problem with that was I started the show at 4 a.m. my time. So let me
Jesus.
explain to you my thought process on why I used to do that. So I live PST, as you know. Pacific Standard Time is 3 hours behind Eastern Standard Time.
It's true.
So if I were to start Good Morning Solana at 8 p.m. for me, it would be 11 or 11 a.m. for me. It would be 11 a.m. for everybody else, right? But if I start my space at 4 a.m., everybody else's time would be 7 a.m., right? Because most of my audience lives in EST. So I had to, I mean, I guess I could have slept till like 3:30, woken up and done it. But
Mm-hmm.
like I just decided to stay up the entire night and start streaming or start the space at 4 a.m. my time and keep it going till whatever. And I would lose a lot of sleep from that. You know, it was like very exhausting. I had fun for the first 2 months, but then my parents were like, "Why aren't you sleeping?" And then I was like, you know what, they're kind of right.
Yeah.
So I kind of just stopped them like very slowly. And you know, like I had a little fan base and I was like, what, no, 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 no. And then like I ran into Leap, you know, and like Leap spaces, they also kind of went on for a very long time, but it was good for me because it started at 7 p.m. and
Mm-hmm.
you know, it would go to like 2 p.m. Or like, sorry, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., whatever. It's kind of shorter now, but you know, it just fit better for me. Like it was just nicer because I wouldn't lose my entire day from doing the space. That's kind of like, but no, like right now I'm doing Rose Street Radio with Amy, Dub, Jux, Laguna, and Didib. And I do that. It's like Monday and Tuesday, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. Fuck, I can't remember the time, but Monday and Tuesday, and then Leap Space every day. You know, I'm in there most of the time.
You are, dude. Yeah. How did you? So with the thing with Leap, I'm sure this is the question that's burning on everyone else's mind. How the fuck do you become Leap's friend? How do you become Leap's co-host at all these things? Because, dude, he's become a very wanted man in the past few months. Like I found him somewhat not. I wouldn't say early. Actually, I'm not even gonna pretend like it was early. It was well before like maybe like 10 or 12K is probably when I found him around that time. So he's probably done like a 3x since then, and he's really gotten some cool guests on. How does that happen?
Well, okay. It's actually not that crazy of a story, but you know, I knew of Leap like when Leap was started hosting his like youth spaces.
Mhm.
That was when I was running my Good Morning Solana spaces, and you know he would run it like throughout the night, throughout the day, and like you know I noticed him like at the time my spaces were getting more viewers than his, right? Like at like the very
Ooh.
start of his spaces.
Oh
So
shit.
when I saw his space, I was like, damn, like what the fuck is this? He's on here every day, and he like, and I think like I don't he I'm pretty sure he'd been running them longer than me. Maybe I'm not sure. I just hadn't seen him. Like I wasn't following him. I wasn't in that bubble. You know, he hadn't really come to the Solana community yet. And then I forgot what it was. Maybe Sorcerer was in there or ZK was in there, someone like that. I had seen a space after I ended one of my spaces, and I went in there, and you know it was a cool little space. I introduced myself. It was cool. Anyways, I went in there like 4 or 5 more times, and then like I stopped doing Good Morning Solana, and I just started going to his a little more often, you know, here and there. And then I realized like this was at the time where Chulo was like co-hosting kind of, but I went up there and I was there like I went there like for a week. I went for a week straight. I really enjoyed his spaces. So I went and he like randomly sent me a co-host invite and was like, yo, like, you know, I know like I can you co-host? I was like, yeah, I got you. So I go up there and I co-host that space. It was really well. I went really fun. And then, you know, I pull up the next day and I DM him. I'm like, yo, like I can co-host if you want. And he's like, yeah, sure, hop in. And then it sort of just became a thing of I come, he gives me co-host, I'm co-host, and then that's just what it wasn't even like a spoken thing. Like I would just come and he would just give it to me. You know what I mean? But I've also built up a good relationship with Leap. I've known him for I don't know 2 months now, maybe going on to 3. I'm not even sure, but you know he's done a lot for me as well. You know, giving me that platform. It kind of grew as I was there, so
Yeah.
it was nice that like I was also getting recognition as his stuff was blowing up. So it was a great opportunity for me. And you know, Leap, you know, I love Leap. Leap is a great guy. So I
Shout out
just
Leap,
like
dude.
spending time with him as well.
Bro, he's a cool guy. I haven't even been able to pick out what exactly it is about him. it's something in his vibe and his nature that just allows for conversation to flow. Like I remember before I jumped into his spaces. So just for context on myself, I've been doing YouTube. I would consider myself like an NFT OG YouTuber person from like 2021, right? And so a lot of my wave of content creators before like you guys, Threat Guy, Leap, like some of these guys, was the YouTuber squads. And I noticed that the YouTuber squads weren't really participating in spaces. I think a lot of it had to do with ego. We just didn't want to jump on this new platform. We weren't happy that other people were flying past us, that kind of thing. So I was kind of like, spaces are kind of a waste of time. All I hear is Thread Guy yelling at people. All I hear is Shill and Villain yelling at other people. I'm like, this is stupid. Why are people doing this? And so one day someone was like, yo, you should just get into one of those spaces. Just fucking try and talk maybe. And so I jumped in a few. I listened to a couple of Leap spaces, listened to a couple of Thread Guys. I think I went on someone else's and spoke for a little bit. Oh, it was the Nifty Morning Show with Pio and Nick. And as soon as I got maybe like 5 under my belt, I was like, yo, these are sick. I was like, why is this so much fun? I love being here with these people. Like, why do you think the Leap spaces are so addicting? And how do people stay in there for fucking 8 hours, dude?
Okay, so I've been in there for 8 hours, many, many nights. And from my perspective, and then I'll kind of speak on the viewer's perspective. From my perspective, it's just fun. Like I like kind of being on the high pedestal of just co-hosting. I just like getting attention. That's who I am. But I feel like it's because his content is so digestible, and it's also really educational, right? Like it's entertaining sometimes. It gets really entertaining when like, K Money and Frank and stuff come in and we just start like doing whatever. But you can sit down in Leap space and listen and actually learn for 8 hours straight. You can do that with this space. A lot of other spaces, you go in and it's just like, what am I listening to right now? Like, why am I even in this space? But with Leap space, it's curated really well to where you understand the topic most of the time. You go in and you know what they're talking about. And if you want to learn about it, you can definitely learn about it or at least take away. And the great thing is also it's a lot of topics that a lot of people know about. So there's a lot of people who want to speak and get their mind in. So, it's like, it's a great place to talk about relevant information, relevant, anything that's going on, relevant news in the space. It's a great place, I think, because it's just the best information, in my opinion.
I had made that parody video of him, and it was funny because I remember he reacted to it while he was on a space or something where he like mentioned something about it, and I was like, damn, I hope he doesn't get the wrong idea. I was like, the things I said in that video were like what makes his shows like fun and like I love the things he says over and over again. Like that's something that's funny for me, and I wanted to like bring it out so that the people who like attend Leap spaces can almost like enjoy that and be like, oh yeah, like those are some of the things that Leap says that we fucking love that he says, like especially resetting the space. I don't know anyone who does that. I don't even do that enough. And like, that's really fucking important when people are joining and leaving. Every 5 minutes, there's a bunch of people coming in, and there's a wave of people who come out because they don't care about the topic. And then Gabe Layden comes in, and then Frank comes in, and 700 people pile in again. They're like, okay, let's reset the space. And he's a pro, dude. Do you know how long he's been going?
If I'm not mistaken, he's been going for about a year, I think. I'm pretty sure he's been going about a year. He's like only in the last like 3-4 months has he really, skyrocketed up. But no, dude, like 100%, like with him, like, doing so well, like, especially, what I also haven't seen a lot is he was like one of the first spaces hosts to really capitalize off of the bottom right-hand corner. Like it's a little bit like, it kind of flies over a lot of people's heads. And like, even me, like I didn't even realize how important that was because it's such a great way for your audience to share the space and give 100%. The space engagement, which gets more listeners. Like, I'm telling you, like when I first like started singing, I was like, damn, like why didn't I think of this?
Right, dude?
Great idea.
That's why I love meeting new content creators. 100%. Dude. I love meeting content creators because of the hacks that they find. By the way, anyone in spaces, hit that bottom right message icon, likes, retweets, they all help. No, he 100% is the person that brought attention to that because I would not have remembered that. I didn't even know about it until he said it in a space, and I was like, oh yeah, I should. And then I think Thread Guy was like, if you're gonna come up on spaces and you're not gonna retweet the fucking space, what the fuck? And I was like, oh my god, that's such a smart. Well, that's his way of saying it, but also he's totally right. Like if you want to get onto his space, because you're getting a huge opportunity every time you go onto a space with that many people, you're 2 seconds away from your fucking idol following you because they like something you said.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I'm for like I swear to God, I fully believe that Leap started that trend. I think anybody who says yo bottom right hand corner, I was hopping around spaces, bro. No, but I was a spaces fiend back in the day, bro. I was everywhere, right? And Leap was the first one to really capitalize off of it. You know what I mean? It was good, great to see him like start that. Like I swear he started. In my opinion, he started it.
Who else do you like? Who else do you like listening to spaces and like co-hosting and stuff?
Okay. I mean, I enjoy a lot of spaces. I go to, like I go to like some of the smaller ones with my friend Sapo, with my friends Chetta. Like, there's a lot of spaces I just go to. But I really love Easy's. I can't, he's a must to say. Easy's very digestible. It's not too long, not too short. It's the perfect amount of time. He keeps it rolling really well. He's been doing it for a while. I don't really listen to Nifty that much. I heard you bring it up. I go in there sometimes, but I feel like it's like, I don't know. It's nothing against them. They do a really good job, but the content really isn't just, I don't know. It's too ETH for me. I like a little bit.
I love learning from them, as like PO like, runs the show really well. So I'm like literally observing him and Nick and how they run the show. Cause I like to learn from different hosts that are crushing it and take little bits and pieces.
Yeah, 100%. And they're doing good with their monetizing. I see them all the time getting sponsorships and stuff. It's great. I agree. There's always something to take away from a space. And also D-Deep. I like D-Deep's spaces. I like all the spaces, dude. I'm a spaces fiend.
Bro, who don't you like, bro? Drop the alpha. Who don't you like?
There's nobody I don't like, bro. I can't not like anybody. I'm a good soul, bro. I like.
Hey, bro, you're a Farouk Maxi?
No, I'm not a Farouk Maxi, but like I like everybody, bro. Like, okay, hold on. That's not true. I don't like all the spaces, but I still respect everybody because I know it's a hard thing to do, right? It's a difficult thing to run a space for a long time, like keep an audience, have a community. It's really difficult. So I respect everybody. Let me say that. I respect everybody, and I respect them enough not to, shit on their thing because I know it's a difficult thing to do.
Hell yeah, man. Well, listen, we've talked about other people enough. We'll definitely dive into you as a person too. Like for yourself, how old are you right now? I think you said it before. I forgot.
18.
18. So you're 18 years old. What are the people in your age group thinking about NFTs? They probably think your influence stuff is cool because nowadays it's cool. I remember when I've been making YouTube videos for like 15 or like since I was like 10. So when I was in middle and high school, my friends would find out and I would be so embarrassed. You have no idea. Like I literally would do anything to hide my YouTube channel. I didn't tell anyone. But now, if you're a fucking YouTuber in high school or something, you're probably king.
I mean, I feel that. I mean, I've graduated. I'm not in high school anymore. But I mean, here's the thing. Okay, it's kind of still like that a little bit. There is definitely a little bit of that, but the way nobody knew about my Twitter until I was big, right? Oh, not big, like bigger, like 10, 14K followers to a high school student is like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's a lot. So when my friends started finding out, at first they're like, oh, and then they started liking it. They're like, oh, it's cool. But then I started making the TikTok content, right? Like I just reposted some of the content from my Twitter onto my talk.
Yeah.
And this is where I fucked up, right? Because my idea is, listen, find me once I'm big enough. But this is where I fucked up, kid. I synced my contacts to my TikTok.
Bro!
So the second...
No, you can't be doing this, dude.
I know. It was a mistake, but it's fine. Like I'm not gonna. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna post there anyway. Like if anything, it's a little bit more engagement, but I don't want it to be an echo chamber of just that group. I like it when it's fresh. So yeah, I mean that was a little. They were all like, "Whoa, what is this? BERDYN, you do this? BERDYN, what the hell?" Like some of like just the people that didn't tell me because I didn't tell because most of the people who know about me right now are my close friends and my close acquaintances and whatnot. So I think it's cool. It's definitely cool. It comes with its perks, but again, like you're not doing it for them, you're doing it for yourself. So I'm gonna just keep doing it, dude. It's like I'm gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger until you become someone that they say they used to know. You know what I mean? That's kind of like how I see it.
Bro, are you going to stay in Vancouver forever? I'm in Seattle, so I get what you mean when you're talking about the cold, like the not as excited because people are cold kind of thing. Are you going to stay in Vancouver?
Hell no. Hell fucking
Damn.
no, dude. It is like, I mean, for a little bit longer for sure, but not for, listen, it's too cold. It's too expensive. It's fucking raining. Like, it's just, it's not a place for someone like me. I like to be in hot weather, and then there's old people everywhere, bro. It's fucking old. I feel like I'm in a fucking, what is a foster home? Is that what that? No, what is it where old people stay? A senior home.
A retirement home.
Yes, exactly. Not a foster home. What's wrong with me?
Guys, BERDYN
Yeah,
lives in a retirement home. This is why his spaces go 25 hours straight and he never
dude.
sleeps.
Oh my god, I swear to God, you walk outside and it's just old people
Are you gonna
everywhere,
move to
bro.
Miami then? Is that the move?
Dude, I'm looking at LA and I'm looking at Miami.
Damn.
I'm visiting LA in March, so I'm definitely gonna get a good view of how that is. Also, like a lot of people, it was surprising. A lot of people in this space in this ecosystem live in LA for some
Yeah,
reason.
right? I don't know
They're
why that's
all
weird to
there.
me.
It is weird, right? Like I'm like, what the fuck? So
Yeah.
you know, I'm looking at my choices. I don't think I'll be going soon, but definitely in between soon and like kind of down the line, like somewhere there.
Between
That's what I'm.
soon and later, I could definitely see something happen between soon and later. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. That's definitely the move. Are you don't have to answer this, but are you like full time in Web3? Are you able to monetize the space at all? Have you thought about it? Are you on the move for that?
Well, right now I'm working with Tall Stupid Horses. Great project, dude. I'm so grateful to be there. I mean, I love one of one art, and they're doing one of one art.
Ooh,
They haven't minted yet. I'm really excited for the minutes coming up soon. But that's kind of how I'm sustaining right now. I get paid by them weekly. So,
nice.
that's how I'm getting my money. And also, the spaces keep me going for sure. And I also want to be a content creator and entertainer. So I'm just always constantly pushing forward with that and learning. And, I'm lucky enough to be in a situation where I can live at my parents' house without paying full rent. There's
Hell
some
yeah.
things I pay for by myself, but right now I'm fortunate enough to be in this situation. So it's nice.
That's fucking baller, dude. Definitely squeeze everything out of that as much as you can. Because last year, when so I had basically been living in my car, traveling, doing photography when I had found NFTs, and I used my photography to make some NFTs. That's what got me all the way in. And after a while of doing that, I stopped in Colorado to say hi to my parents. And that week, I dropped an NFT video just because I felt like it. And I was like, yeah, I'm tired of making vlogs, tired of making travel videos. I want to make an NFT video because I love this shit. So I made one in my car. And it took me like 30 minutes to film, 10 minutes to edit, done. And I remember I posted, it got like 250 views, which was like about 150 more than normal because everyone was looking up NFT stuff. And I remember being like, holy shit. So the day I got to my parents' house, I was like, man, it was so nice to see y'all. Can I live here for like a year probably? And they were like, and I was like, I think this is going to work. And then literally that week that I decided to stay there, they were like, okay, well, we can talk about it. You can stay for a few days. Make sure that this is a thing. Like, make sure you like it. So I'm hanging out there. They had just moved there. So like we were all excited to be there. And within the week of me being there, I made a video on this project called Ugaverse, which is a super OG project. And I basically was like picking at them, being like, yo, like, what about this? What about that? Y'all said this, but how's this going to work? And they reached out like the day I posted it. And they're like, yo, we love that video. We think you'd be helpful on the team as an analyst. So we're going to employ you full time. And literally within a day, I had quit my DoorDash job. I was like, fuck it, mom. I'm going all in. So for a whole year, I made like 2 videos a day on YouTube, like 10 TikToks a day, and I went all in. And I was paying a couple $100 a month, like you're talking about, and basically paying for a couple of things. But for the most part, every bit of money I made, I threw right back into NFTs so that I could lose it. That was the strategy, right? And I did lose it. I did lose all that money,
I
but
feel
that
that.
was my experience, man. So yeah, I think definitely for sure, while you have that opportunity, squeeze everything out of it, bro. And like I was 20 something, I was like 21, and like you're 18. And you're even younger than I am. I feel like every generation we're saying that. We're like, damn, like you're younger and younger and younger. And like they're getting more and more fucking effective and they're crushing it. Like, do you see people your age range? Are they also crushing it? Or are you like kind of in the little percentile of like entrepreneurial people and everyone else is doing the same shit?
Listen, university, I think it's for some people. I also think there's a lot of people who are looking for more, right? And I have a lot of my friends, a good portion of my friends who are going to university. There's some who are telling me to go to university. Education is really important. I have one friend who I've known my entire life. He's pursuing music right now, and it's really cool to see. Like he's really put aside everything, and he's just like following his music career, and it's like so nice to see. He's always put like every other month he's like look at this song, like
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna release this song, and it's just great to see because like I see him and I can recognize that he's actually working on something that isn't like it's not a sheep. He's not a sheep. He's like doing his own thing by his own rules, and it's just great to see him like succeeding because he's like really he's passionate. That's all you need to do is find something you love and just do really good at it. You know what I mean? So it's good to see that. But apart from a few other friends who I see that are like really trying to do their own thing, like I have this other friend who introduced me into NFTs who's doing also really well with NFTs. I have another friend who's like going door to door right now doing like I don't even know what he's doing, but I think it's like painting or something. So I have some friends like that, but to be honest, a majority of my friends just are in university and are riding that wave. I don't really have someone else who's like just super entrepreneurial and aren't like full time. So I don't know. I would say I'm in the 1%, but maybe not. Maybe it's just like the people I know.
It's kind of cool that you recognize that about your friend, because there are people who sit in the exact same, he probably is even the same thing about you. They're like, man, he's out here doing spaces all the time. He's like full in on this NFT thing. And like, man's working from home. Like, how's he doing this? And, in the same way that you see them, like they're seeing you, and that's fucking cool, because there's not that many people. Like the reason I said 1%, even though that sounds a little bit like, I don't know, derogatory or like you're talking down on people. What I mean by that is like, it's because the risk that comes with it that most people can't stomach. And at a certain point, like I feel like the reason entrepreneurs are, and people who are entrepreneurs get along with people who are entrepreneurs, and content creators get along with content creators a lot of times, is because we have that mutual respect of how much work it takes. But with entrepreneurship specifically, I've been doing it for like 2 years maybe, and after like the 9-month mark is when I was like, okay, this shit is really fucking hard, and I could totally quit, and I would still have respect for myself if I quit, because this is so much fucking work. And to go through that and to keep going, and then know that the people that I know are also hitting that same wave where they're like, fuck me, dude, like I'm barely making ends meet. I'm making money, but every ounce of money goes back into the business, so I'm barely breaking even. Like that's a feeling that's not shared by everyone. And it's really hard sometimes to talk to people unless they have interest in that topic or something like that. Like when you go to these, have you been to these NFT events at all?
I'm going to my first one in March.
Let's go, dude. Is that the LA one, or is that
I'm going to New York too. I'm going to both.
Let's fucking go, dude. What's the move? You're gonna be out there, you're gonna be networking with the content creators, you're gonna try and speak, or you're gonna try, like, what are you gonna do there? What do you think?
Dude, I'm going there for, I don't know how long I'm going to New York. I think for New York, I'm only going for the events time. So just like however long the event is. I'm pretty sure it's a 3-day event, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And then for LA, I'm going for a week with my friend Woven. I mean, he also wants to create content. He has his own aspirations that he wants to do with TikTok. So we're kind of just going to go together. And I've also known him for a really long time. He's a hustler, dude. He hustles.
Hell yeah.
So me and him are going to go together. We haven't really said it too much, but like we're going to start like telling people. So it's kind of early alpha, but March for a week to March and in that time span, we're going to be crushing it with content, like going out, taking full advantage of the weather, full advantage of just, like the vibes, it's going to be a great time for sure. And also the event, I'm really excited to record there and get content out of there. That's going to be great. And also the networking side. That's what I'm really excited for too, is to really finally meet all these people I've been talking to for fucking like 5 months, dude. 6 months, just been talking to these people. Don't even know what they look like.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to.
Dude, let me tell you, that feeling you're talking about, definitely look forward to it, because it's going to be that and so much better. Like I remember when I got there, I was nervous because I was like, I hope they're as cool as I think and know they are. But sometimes, you get to them in person and they're trying to be cool or something. And I was a little bit worried that it would be that kind of situation. Like when I got to college soccer, I didn't realize how much politics was in that, and I wasn't stoked about it. So when I got to New York last year, I was like, fuck, dude, I hope these guys are cool. Dude, it was the most magical fucking experience of all time. And I can't even tell you, if I hadn't had that experience, that would be like one of my top 3 regrets in my whole fucking life. Like the fact that I missed Art Basel, that hurts me into my fucking soul. Cause I just remember, cause like I was supposed to, I had an opportunity to be in the same house with Champ and Thread Guy and those guys. Just cause I knew Nikki, who was kind of putting all that together. And just last minute, I just decided not to go for it. I can't remember exactly the reason, but I wish I'd gone. And it's gonna be just as fucking magical as you hope. And I hope we continue to chat back and forth on space and stuff, because by the time those events roll around, I'll be in the same boat, dude. Like, I love hearing you talk about wanting to do content, because that's my entire head, dude. All I think about is videos and content. So I'll be doing the same shit, and I don't know if I'll have the balls to do any kind of street content like you're doing. So I might have to run with you guys and see how you'll do it, because that should be looking stressful, dude. Are you looking? Which one are you looking forward to?
Pardon?
Which ones are you looking forward to the most? LA, New York? Because you've seen the content that comes out of it, so I know you've got some qualm of like which one you're excited for the most.
I mean, I can't say because I've never been, but I would just say LA because I'm going for a longer period of time.
Sure.
While New York, I'm only going for the event. You know, I'm just like, I already know that me and Woven are going to crush it. I mean, it's in 2 months and we're already planning everybody we're going to meet, where we're going to go, where we're going to stay, you know, like every day. You know, it's not, I would say it's not good to plan every day, but we have things planned and we'll just pick the days. You know what I mean? Because new opportunities, new things come as you're there. I recognize that. So I don't want to plan things and then not do them and then later be like, oh, like we didn't do this, we didn't do that. You know what I mean? Just plan things of shit to do and then do it while we're there, but don't set days. That's what I say. That's
like a great idea, dude. That's a great idea.
LA though. LA.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I just rolled around with the YouTube squad last time, and that was good because the network I was around, some of them were way bigger than I was, so they just fucking like said a word and they got into anything we wanted to go to. So that was dope. That was definitely, I would say, for anyone, especially if you're a content creator who's going to be at some of these events, roll with a good squad of people that you fuck with. And, you know, I'm sure there'll be people who are bigger than you and smaller than you, but that's kind of how you're going to get into these places. Like, that's where the connections really matter. That's where you really find out who fucks with you on spaces or not. It's like, who lets you into these parties for free, even though you got no girls with you, kind of thing.
Dude, that's kind of like, honestly, like, I'm like, I don't know how, like, listen, I know I have 14,000 followers, but like, I don't know how, like, what people are going to react to seeing me. Cause I talked to some people about it. And I'm like, yo, like, are you guys going to be there? Da, 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 da. And like, it was just this one space. I remember I was with Tout and I was with some other people and they're like, dude, like, you understand when you're there, like people are probably going to ask you for pictures. And that's kind of been like something I've wanted for a while. I don't know. It's kind of just like a little bucket list thing of like getting to a point where like people recognize you and want pictures of you. Like, I just like that. So I'm just like excited, but also nervous. Cause like, I don't know like how I'm going to react. You know, it's like people be like, oh, can I get a picture? Like, I don't know if that's going to happen. Like, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but you know, like if that happens, like I'm kind of excited for that side of things too. If people recognize me, like, oh, BERDYN. So I'm just excited for that for sure.
Dude, well, do you have any brand, like for me, like I wear these glasses with pretty much anything I do content with. So when I go to events, I keep them on because otherwise people wouldn't know that it's me because my hair is like, whatever, it's just long blonde hair. And this has worked, bro. Like depending on the event, like if it's a local Seattle event, then I'll have a lot of people who recognize me from the glasses. And then like in New York, only a few people did. But I mean, for me, I never had like hundreds of people in my spaces, so I didn't expect to be noticed. But I expected like a couple people to recognize the glasses, which they did. And that's one thing that for you, you've got that fucking PFP that's so brandable. Like I wonder if that could be like a little logo on your shirt, so that if someone's like, yo, is that BERDYN? And then they see your shirt, they're like, that's fucking definitely BERDYN. Let's run up and knock him out.
Dude, that's kind of okay. So right now I have like this piece right here. It says like, I don't know if you see, but it says DYOR. It says do your own research. It's really nice. And then on the back, it kind of says like do your own research. It's kind of hard to see, but
I love it.
This is the only piece of NFT content I have right now. Like just like no NFT merch. I love it. Like I wear it a lot more than you'd think. But for this event, I think the only pieces I might be wearing, I think Woven might be making me something. And then I'm going to be wearing this. And then I'm also going to be wearing this kind of alpha again, but I'm definitely going to be wearing some Tall Stupid Horses merch.
Oh, shit.
The Tall Stupid Horses are going to be releasing. Mine's going to be a little bit more one of one-ish. Like, you know, they're going to embroider my Tall Stupid Horse somewhere just so, you know, people recognize that it's me a little bit more. And, you know, definitely excited for that. But that's, we're on that, you know, definitely getting that little patch somewhere so people know they recognize the horse, you know, the Tall Stupid Horse.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And also for Picasso NFT, I see you in the YouTube squad. If that's you down there in the spaces as well, it looks like the exact same PFP. If it is you, throw a request up. I'd love for you to ask that question and be able to actually ask him directly. So if that is you, throw up a request. I'll bring you up. If not, then I'll wait another 30 seconds and then I'll throw that question to the pile that we'll ask later on. Actually, you know what? Oh yeah, let's give him 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, maybe it's not him. Maybe that's just a complete coincidence. That's the exact same profile picture. I don't know. But that's a good question. What was the biggest hurdle for you growing an audience on Twitter Spaces specifically, or was that even a thing, or did you just keep going?
Biggest hurdle, dude. I just like I didn't really have one, bro. Like I loved it so much. Like I loved doing it. It was fun for me. I'm a big talker. You know, I love talking. I love saying funny things to where people give me attention. I just love talking. You know, you really have to love talking. So before I came into the space, into NFTs, I was a big extrovert. You know, I've never really been an introvert of like staying to myself. Like in high
Oh, okay.
school, I guess you could say the popular group I was in, I guess you could say that, right? I was in that group and like I was always talking, partying, whatever. Not the healthiest thing to do, but it was definitely fun. And I definitely like accumulated a good, like, you know, a good, like, just talking thing. You know, I just love talking.
Mhm.
That's why it kind of grew on me. So coming into spaces, I love talking. So I just talk. It was just fun, you know. There was and with that, like I grew an audience. I, you know, showed myself, you know, I was just on it every day. You have to be consistent. I've been saying this for so long. Whenever anybody asks me, I just say, stay consistent. That's all you have to
Yeah,
do. Just whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. There's like, as you're going, you'll like it more. You'll get better, or you'll realize like, oh, I don't like this, you know, and then you stop and then you do something else.
exactly.
But a hurdle, I don't know. Like I think, listen, from 0 followers to 1,000 was difficult, but it was the most satisfying. It was
Oh
the
shit, that's a good way to
best,
put it.
the best. I swear to God, the second I hit 1,000, I was like, oh my God, dude. Like it was so nice.
No.
It was a
Better than
good,
10K?
yeah, I swear. Yes. Yes.
Damn.
1K was so nice. It was just like, you know, because it's hard, bro. It is hard to go from 0 to 1,000. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants to follow you. It's like
Yeah.
like in this space, especially, like people are really stingy with their likes, with their retweets, with their comments, with their follows. Like a video could get 200,000 views, bro. Like 3,000 likes is what
Yeah.
it would get.
Isn't that
What is
crazy?
going on? That is insane. I
Yeah.
don't even understand how the Twitter algorithm does that. Like, how is it possible that 200,000 people see this and only 3,000 have liked it? That is in that.
Did
This
you
is
see
like one
that
of the
TikTok thing? Did you think that there's a thing that popped out on TikTok called TikTok Heat or Heaters or something like that, where basically we figured out they released this information and then they declined to answer any questions because they were like, fuck, we shouldn't have released that. They basically were like, yeah, so what really makes a video go viral is not anything to do with the video. It's just based on who's working that day and just decides this one's going to go viral. And they literally have a system where they click videos and they say this one and this one, and they'll just go viral. That's why these videos have like 22 million views with like 500,000 likes or like even less than that. Just because most people didn't click like, they were just like, oh, I guess this is on my For You page. I wonder, yeah, you're exactly right. I wonder how that works in every social media, just because there's so many nuances, there's so many things in the lines, like who's working that day, like can you trust them? And there's a whole lot of things that go into it.
100%. I mean, I had my own little TikTok before I got into all of this. I started a little tiny trend. I'm not gonna say it because if I say the trend, you can easily find my like real account with my real name and, you know, like a lot of my friends in there or whatnot. I started this little trend thing, and you know, like on millions of views, bada. But the thing with TikTok, dude, like fuck, man, like you switch up your content for 1 second and you just never get the same views, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
swear
true.
to God, I did this little segment, million, 500K, 200K, a million, 500. It's like all of these views. And the second I upload a piece of content that was not related to that, it was just like me doing a dance with my friend or something, 400 views.
Yep.
And like, I'm just like, how did like the, you know, 400 views is not bad, but like for TikTok, like to jump down so far, I'm like, wow, that is insane. So there's definitely like, I think you have to find something and just keep doing it in different iterations. Like I think that's what you have to do with TikTok because it's really
Yeah.
difficult. And even my friend, you know, he has this account his Woven, he has his account where he does like his clothing brand. And even he said like, yo, like I was doing my clothing brand thing, and then I kind of did a little modeling segment, and it just like never did the same. So it's like you really got to stick to something on TikTok. But I'm more of a Twitter guy. So for Twitter, I'm like, what the fuck? How did this video get this many views, this many likes? It's crazy.
Well, Spaces, the cool thing is, because I asked Easy the same question, he said the same thing, and I'm starting to realize why. I feel like when people want to do a Spaces show, they want to see if it works first before they decide if they want to go all in. The truth is, no one's going to come to your show until they've seen your show 45 times show up on the timeline. They're like, okay, I guess this is a show or something. I guess they do this every day, and then they decide to jump in. But otherwise, if you don't show up 45 times in their timeline, they're not going to know. So they're not going to bother to jump in. So it literally takes, I think, probably 2 to 3 months before you can properly really gauge if this was a successful show or not.
Yeah, I mean, with Twitter, with Spaces, it's really about, again, consistency. But the hard truth is, it's not for everybody. It really isn't. Like, it takes a certain entertainer to be able to speak on a space where you have to not only be entertaining and provide good content, but you also have to moderate a bunch of speakers and curate a good community of speakers that come in every day that listeners want to listen to. It's hard. It's not an easy thing. And people think you just sit up there and talk all day, even though that's what I love to do. That's not all it is. There's so much more to it. And then people kind of just shit on it sometimes. Say, oh, like, I could be a host. No, you fucking can't, dude. It's hard, bro. It's hard. It takes
for co-hosts, bro, it's like a lot of times unless you're funded, like I know the Nifty Morning Show is funded so they can pay people. But if you're not funded, you're like, yo, you want to be a Spaces host? I can't give you anything. And especially if you're starting from zero, you're like, and you definitely won't get anything out of it socially either for probably a few months. It's like kind of a hard sell to get people to hop on board unless you're already big. Like obviously if Leap asks anyone now, they're going to say yes. But when he was, first starting and he asked someone, half the people are going to say, get the fuck out of here. There's no reason for me to waste 4 hours a day doing this. And that's the tough part, dude. The inception, the beginning, the genesis of things is often where all the excitement is just at the very beginning. And then it dissipates a little bit after a few weeks. And then you really find out if you like it or not. Speaking of firsts, do you remember your first NFT and when you got into the NFT space in the beginning? I haven't heard of any other interviews. So I feel like this information may not even be public unless you've mentioned it on a space somehow or sometime.
So my first ever NFT, it was called the Bear Market Beaver. I picked it up and I got it because I saw they had just minted or something. They're like a 0.1 now. It's a sole project, but they're not doing the best. But I still hold that NFT. I'm never gonna sell it. I like it. It's like a little milestone thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's the first NFT I got, and it was just like it was a good NFT. Like at the time, it got me engagement more than because at the start I was getting some of my tweets wouldn't even get likes, but the very second I got that NFT and I posted it on Twitter, that entire little community came over and liked it, spammed it, and it was just nice. It kind of gave me a rush, you know what I mean? So
Wait, what are your thoughts on things like that? Like being able to pull being able to pull followers off from different communities, and also the idea of like reply guys, where you're essentially going and like pickpocketing people from every other community and every other content creator. What are your thoughts on that? And is it really possible to become a reply guy in a bear market like this? It's easy to grow when we're on a train that's going up, like in the bull run. But in a bear market, where I know we're in a relief rally or potentially a bull run, I guess, but it's a little bit harder to grow in this kind of atmosphere.
Okay, so 2 questions there. I'm gonna go one and then the other one. Okay, so the whole reply guy thing, 100%. Like if you want to grow, go be a reply guy for a bit, dude. Like I'm telling you, you just go reply to people. Those people will reply back to you, not because they want to, because they want to keep you replying to them. That's the truth. You know what I mean? That's what that's kind of the little trade-off there. But if you do that long enough, you start building a little relationship. You know what I mean? Like the person that starts noticing you more and kind of starts liking you more. And you have to do that with a lot of people. That's how I didn't kind of start that way, but I did a little bit of that for sure. But a lot of big content creators today, that's what they started doing. They just used to reply to people, reply here, reply there, reply here, reply. Just reply to people. And that's how you get those. Pardon?
like respond to random people or only big
Yeah,
accounts or?
anybody who's on your timeline, say something. You know what I mean? And consistency, again, consistently replying to someone will cause them to follow you. Even some of the big people, you reply to them enough, they'll see
Sure.
you, they'll respect you for, showing them love, and they'll follow you back. You know what I mean? So definitely be a reply guy, in my opinion. It depends on what you want, but if you want followers and you want a bit of
Sure.
engagement, you want to be known in this ecosystem, I would suggest being a reply guy for a little bit, but also capitalize off spaces, because your voice is important and your voice should be heard. And then what was the second question?
The second question was the reply guy question. The first one was growing in the bear market, and also I don't even know, something along those. But you kind of answered both, I guess, in the question.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just definitely, if you want to grow, be a reply guy, but 100% capitalize off spaces too. Spaces right now taking over, bro, taking over. Capitalize. Why wouldn't you capitalize off spaces? You go to a space, you can say whatever the fuck you want. You can say something funny, turn it into a clip, and all of a sudden you're viral. I mean, there's one guy, I remember his name was Wes. He went on to Alex's space and he said a "these nuts" joke. He clipped it, and the video got like 100K
Oh my
views.
god.
Like there's so much shit, there's so much opportunity everywhere for you to go and make content out of nothing. Spaces are a great opportunity. It's the new meta. So just go in there and do whatever you can. And even just that little bit of sauce, if you have a little bit of sauce, you can start cooking, bro. I swear.
What kind of people do you think? I mean, I guess you said you're extroverted. For myself, I can turn on my extroverted mindset, but I'm naturally a little bit more reserved. I just don't care to be extroverted a lot of times. But on the show, it's a bit different. I kind of turn on, I guess, in that sense. Do you think most of the people like I'm trying to think of who like runs all these shows. Do you think they're mainly also extroverted like yourself? Are they more introverted? They can just turn on for a show. Like, what do you think those guys are who are leading the industry?
That's an interesting question. I mean, listen, I would say I'm pretty good at reading people. Like I can tell, I can really feed off of like people's, I don't want to say energy, but the way people speak and like how confident they are with what they say. And some of these hosts, I can honestly tell that they're like, they have a little bit of, I don't know, anxiety per se, something. They're not as confident as some other people. You know what I mean? So it's kind of nice to see that a lot of people are trying to just get out there. But I would say, like, to be like, for me, I think I'm a really big extrovert. To really be an extrovert, you have to not care.
Yeah.
If you have to not care, if you care, that means you're a little more introverted, because you don't want people to say, oh, this is like, fuck BERDYN, like BERDYN is this, BERDYN is that, and it really affects you. You have to just put that aside and be yourself. That's kind of what being an extrovert is. It's just doing whatever the fuck and not caring whatever the fuck anyone says. You know what I mean? So I think some of these hosts are really good at acting. I think some of these hosts are really good actors, like insane. Like, I don't want to say any names, but these hosts are good at acting, dude. They can definitely put on a persona and keep it going for a long time. I can't do that. I could never be someone else for such a long time every single day. For me, I just be myself, because it's easier too, dude. Like, I don't know if the reason they do it is because they think their real self isn't as entertaining. They think people like the act. I don't know what it is, but I can't put on an act for that long. But again, I can't speak for them. But from my perspective, a lot of these hosts and a lot of speakers too, there's a lot of acting going on for sure in the spaces world, I would say.
Yeah. And for me, I'm actually okay with that. Do what you gotta do to run the show, especially if it's just a job to you. Like, there's a lot of people I know that run a show as like their main job. They're just getting paid to do it. And they're like, look, this is just part of the gig. You got to turn on, you got to go. It's almost like a weatherman. You got to turn on and then go when the lights are going. For me, I love it. For me, I think it adds an extra 20% of energy when the cameras turn on. Like, I love the idea. This is actually kind of funny, and this is a perfect transition, kind of out of the NFT stuff as much. But for me, when I was in high school, I remember, so I had college soccer was like the dream, pro soccer was the dream. And so I did that my whole life. And I remember, though, the thing was, I didn't have a lot of confidence growing up. And so before the game started, I'm like waiting for the first whistle to go off. I can't even tell you how much anxiety I had, because I was dreading the moment, dreading the first 10 minutes before I could kind of ease into the game. And I didn't like game time. I didn't like the idea of being like, go, you got to be ready to go, because I never felt ready. And I remember seeing people who were ready, or at least they show that they were. Like I went to like a country music show, and I saw the guy go from backstage chilling, getting ready to go on, to them being like, Luke Bryan, and he just like walks out and just he's like, let's fucking go. And I remember just being like, how the fuck does he do it? How does he just come out there confident? And as I've grown older, and as I've gotten better at the show, and as I've started to realize I love this shit, now when it's like game time, I'm like, let's go, baby, let's fucking go. Like I get fucking electric. I love that shit. For
Dude,
yourself. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I also grew up playing sports. I played, in elementary, I was really big on basketball, but in high school, I got into rugby and football.
Damn.
Unfortunately, a good portion of our high school life was, COVID had hit, so a lot of sports weren't available for us for a good amount of time. Like our grade 11 season, no sports we can play. Like it was just, you can't verse other schools, they just wouldn't let you because of COVID. Thankfully, and I'm so thankful for this, in grade 12 a lot of things got lifted. Like the year before us, they didn't get like their prom or whatever, they didn't get like a graduation because they couldn't, it was just all over Zoom. So we were like the last, like we were like the first school out of COVID to actually get a graduation and get to play sports against other schools. So really grateful for that. We got our grade 11 thing taken away, but we got grade 12, so it's fine. In Canada, we have provinces. For rugby, we won the provincial championship. It was so great, man. Like, I can show you the medal right here.
Oh, he's got it. He's got the gold. He's got the, oh shit. Oh shit.
I don't know if you can see.
Let's go.
Boys rugby,
That's
first
dope.
place. So, it was definitely like a great moment. Like, it was really annoying because we had a lot of athletes on our team. We had a lot of horses, you know what I mean? A lot of fast people, a lot of people who really wanted to play these sports,
Were you
but
fast?
we didn't get to. So football season didn't go that well for us. I don't think it was more of the players' fault. I mean, I would say it's more of the coaching. We didn't have the best coaching at the school. It was really difficult to go up against people like other coaches who like really coach their students really hard and make them play and teach them things. So a coach is everything in sports. And I love the game time, bro. You say you don't love the game time. I hated practice. I loved game time. All I wanted to do was play. That's it. I always wanted to show out. I wanted to show everyone why I was the best player on the field. I love that shit. You know what I mean? And then for rugby, we won provincials. It was the last sport of our high school career, and we took it home. It was great. It was a nice moment. Everybody cried. Everybody hugged. It was a nice moment. But me, dude, I've always been like, I want to be on the spotlight. You know what I mean? So I definitely also grew up playing sports, and I loved it. And then I cherish those moments for sure.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Yeah, it definitely took me a little bit. Like I remember my freshman year of high school, I saw a senior ask the girl at prom at like a big assembly with like hundreds of people watching. And I remember as a freshman, 13 years old, I was like, yo, one day I need to do that. And I think as I got older, maybe 18 years roll around, because I was the same. Like I also wanted to show people, because I knew I was good, but I didn't have the confidence to like guarantee that every time I would show up. So I was just scared to go because in general anxiety. But I think I got addicted a little bit because I also have wanted to be famous, famous my whole life. I always wanted to be recognized for whatever reason that was. So like for me, this is awesome because I'm like building an industry that's growing, and everyone here is like bigger than me who I'm trying to get to. And I'm like, okay, this is awesome. This is like the route I'm trying to be on. And so like my senior year, I asked the girlfriend I was dating at the time to prom in front of like 4,000 people at my like, what's it called? The, what's it called before the football games? Those, not assemblies, but there's a thing where like all the band comes out, they all play, the whole school comes. It's like during school.
Are you talking, was it Friday Night Lights? Is that what it was?
No, it's like in the school. It's like during lunchtime. They just like, instead of going to class for an hour, we go to this into the gymnasium, and like everyone gets there, and they're like,
Auditorium?
yeah, it's something in the
Assembly?
auditorium. I don't know what it was fucking called. It was something where like everyone gets hyped up for the game, like the senior night game, or a big game that's coming up in a couple days. So like the night before, everyone gets excited, or the day of. Anyways, everyone was there, so I asked them, and I
I think
remember.
it's an American thing. I think it's an American
Oh,
thing.
you know what? It might be. It might be. But I was stoked for it. And then ever since then, actually, I think it was a switch from there. I was like, yo, to be the best, you have to be ready when the cameras turn on and when it's time to go. And I started to relish that. And now I'm at a place where I fucking love game time. It's the best place to be because it's the only place you're gonna get fucking anywhere, dude. But speaking of like those kind of things like holding us back and being scared of stuff, what were some of those things growing up that you were nervous, maybe middle school, high school? Were there things that you weren't confident about, things that were struggles for you when you were growing up? Pep rally. That's the right word, Janix. Pep rally is the word I was looking for.
Pep rally. I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of it actually.
All right. Well, anyways.
Listen, I think I didn't have a lot. Like I'd say like I was pretty blessed growing up, but definitely for me, I would say here in Vancouver, you're surrounded by a lot of wealthy people, right? And I didn't grow up the wealthiest, so seeing all of that, I was like, oh, like why this? Like, dude, I'd go to a house and they have 6 guest rooms. I'm like,
yeah,
what the hell? Like, how is this possible? And that goes back into like, in Vancouver, a lot of people come here to retire. They've lived their life. Now they have kids and they come here and they have just so much money. And the kids just grow up so wealthy and so spoiled. I'm like, wow, dude, it's unbelievable. Right now, I'm fortunately in a better situation. But growing up, it was just kind of like, damn, like, why is everyone so rich? And why am I not so rich? You know what I mean? So, but I think it definitely came with its perks, like, being disciplined and not always having everything. I think it definitely, it teaches you a lot of things. So I'm grateful for it. Like I'm grateful for hardships for sure. A lot of hardships in my life, but I'm grateful for all of them for sure.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. That's a great thing. That's a great way to attack life and have that mentality. Can you walk me through what happens when you wake up and like what your current schedule looks like? Because I would be very interested to see what this is, because I don't think people realize the level of DJ behavior that be going on in the Web3 space from us content creators.
Dude, like, listen, if I'm not doing spaces, oh my God, dude, okay, hold on. It's actually all over the place. Like Monday, I'll have my entire day. Tuesday, I won't because I wake up at 5 p.m. But kind of, okay, so I wake up in the morning or at night, whatever time I'm just going to go through what I would do regardless of the time. Because
How much are you sleeping?
Some days I'm sleeping 2 hours. Some days I'm sleeping 6. It's between 2 and 6, right? For me, when I wake up, I open my phone and Twitter instantly. It's like a ritual at this point. I just Twitter, check what's going on, what's on the timeline, any new DMs, notifications, everything. Just check it. You know what I mean? I actually deleted Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok for 5 months because I was so focused on Twitter. And it was really hard for someone like me is an extrovert and loves to, it was a big step. Because I didn't get to talk to a lot of my friends, but I just wanted to be so focused. Just recently did I get TikTok again, and that's only because I want to post content. But back to the story. I wake up in the morning and I check my phone, go brush my teeth. I don't eat breakfast a lot. I barely eat breakfast. Like
Me too.
I have to see breakfast. I have to see it for me to, I won't go look for it. If it's on the table, I'll be like, I want it. You know what I mean? But I won't go look for it. And then I get back into my room and I just scroll through Twitter and then I think of content ideas. And then I either watch Rick and Morty, anime, or Adventure Time. That's what I do. That's like what I do. Yeah, I'm that, like, I love that. I just finished rewatching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the 2007 version. Like, it's my favorite, dude. I love that show. So I like watching. I think that's where I get a lot of my creativity is through what I watch. So I just love watching these shows like Rick and Morty. I'm a big anime guy. I don't look at, I sometimes don't even see, man. I don't even talk about it a lot. I love my anime. I watch it all the time. And, apart from that, I'm either editing a video or I'm thinking of new content ideas, or I'm in Discord on calls. I'm on a lot more calls nowadays than usual, like talking with either, new opportunities, people wanting to start a space together, just like a lot of calls recently. I don't know why, but that's kind of it. It's it's spaces, content, anime. That's kind of my life right now is all of that. But I'm very focused on these. I mean, the spaces take up a good portion of my day. Leap
yeah.
spaces alone, if I'm in there the entire time, 6 hours, like that's like a good portion. And then
Yeah.
Mondays and Tuesdays, yeah, I have Rose Street Radio now, which has just recently started, but even that itself is like 2 hours. So I don't have a lot of time to myself. I'm always thinking of new ideas, new videos, new content, what to do. I'm always planning something, and like shit always just goes over my head. I'm like, fuck, like I should, no. But I'm a very like go with the flow type of guy, but I also love to plan things for the day. You know what I mean? I'm in the day type of guy. But yeah,
I feel you,
that's
dude.
what my day
Yeah.
is like.
I ask people that question a lot who are content creators just because I want people who listen to them and watch them on a consistent basis to have that context and be like, yo, A, I like their content. B, they're fucking sacrificing a lot of shit to do this and they actually don't have a lot of time to themselves. It's a fucking grinder. The good thing is, in our world, if you do it long enough and you finally cross that hump where you've worked hard enough and you've been able to create the opportunities, you've been able to get some partnerships, whatever, where your time is now free again. Like for me, I still edit all my YouTube videos and all my videos in general. I edit everything because I know there will be a day, guaranteed, because I'm not going to slow down. I'm going to keep going at the same rate, which means I'm going to keep growing. Opportunities will keep coming to me. Eventually, one of those opportunities will be someone who is able to give me or pay me enough to be like, okay, full-time editor, I can now free up 8 hours of my life again. But there are seasons, there are seasons where you put in fucking work because it's season 1 and you got to understand the game. You got to get good. You got to earn that credibility. And then there's season 2 where you get a couple extra things. You've got a co-host now. And like, that's the benefit. But I think adding context to your content creators is the best way to get those content creators to really build that brand to that community, because sometimes the content creators don't think to say that in their content unless someone asks them. So they never say it because they don't go on podcasts very often. So nobody ever knows that they're like, yo, I didn't know BERDYN was out here grinding 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day. I thought he was only, being a silly little, character on Twitter Spaces. Like, nah, dude, there's a lot of fucking work that goes here.
Don't got time for that, bro. Like you can't, it's very nuanced. Like you can't really see behind the scenes. It's really hard to see behind the scenes. You only see either on spaces or maybe with the content, even with the content, bro, like it takes a long time to edit. Like people don't realize how long it takes to edit. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the sacrifice thing you're talking about, dude. Like I swear to God, I've like given up my social life. Like I used to go out every weekend, bro. Every weekend, party here, party there, hang out here, hang out there. And I just don't do it anymore. Like I was out every day, bro. Every day I was outside. Now I'm out like 3 days a week. And like for some people that might be a lot in this space, because like, dude, I don't know why people don't go out in this space. Like everyone's like, oh, don't go touch grass. I'm like, what the hell? But anyways, like it's like, damn, bro, like I fuck. Like, and then sometimes, like I think about like my friends who are right now in university and are like partying and having that time and having that experience, and I'm sitting here grinding every day. So sometimes it does, but like I just think, you know what? Later in life, it's going to be 10 times better. The parties aren't going anywhere. You have to remember that. You know what I
And you'll
mean?
be
Like
falling out, bro. By the time you get there, it'll be a different story. They'll be trying to come to your party.
Bro. Exactly. That's like you have to keep that money. You can't lose that, bro. You can't lose that. Like that like just that vision of like this is for right now. They're living in the right now while you're working for the future. And in the future, everybody's gonna want to be, you know what I mean? But you have to grind for sure. Like sometimes like it gets clouded and you don't see it, but you have to keep going for sure. And like I know it'll pay off. Pay off. Yeah, it has to pay off. It has to.
Well, it will, dude. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like I remember this video, like kind of broke my reality a little bit. Alex Hormozy is this big entrepreneur finance guy. He's like blowing up all over socials. He said something, and he was like, "Look, it's almost like insulting that you think that when you're 40 or you're 30 or like you're, basically add 20 years to your life." He's like, it's insulting to yourself that you think that in 20 years, you're just going to stop making money. You're going to stop doing things that make you happy. You're going to stop being the entrepreneur that you are today. He's like, that's not going to happen. He goes, when you're 40, you're going to have 20 extra years of experience, connections, and money and time. He goes, and then you're going to be a fucking monster. He goes, but if you stop because you think when you're 40, you're going to be a decrepit old man who just yells at his wife who won't sleep with him anymore. He goes, yeah, then fucking do everything you can right now. He goes, but if you keep going now, it would be weird to assume that you wouldn't have success in 20 years. He goes, because he's like, that doesn't go away. He goes, you think in 10 years that you're going to get tired. He goes, you won't if you pick the right thing and you actually like it and you're actually driven because you want this to be your future. And that's the part where, you know, you hit that 1 or 2 years. So that's where you really figure out if you like it or not. You know, like for me, I did a year of college soccer and I realized, oh shit, this is not fun at all. I hate this actually. I'm ready to go. And I thought I wanted to be a pro soccer player my entire life. After 1 year of a taste of college soccer, I was like, okay, this is not it. I did not realize professional soccer was going to be that level, and I'm not even there yet. And that's the kind of the thing that you don't know until you're in there, you know?
Yeah, dude, there's definitely levels to everything. There's levels even with the sports. Like even my friend who I played football with, he's in university now. He's like, bro, like it's so different. I mean, like they push you to the limit, and not only that, in high school, our playbook was this big, about this big, maybe even this big, right? He's telling me his playbook is this big, bro. Like this big is his playbook. So there's definitely levels to everything, even with spaces, right?
Mhm.
If you want to be a spaces host, right? And you're doing the minimum of minimum. You're not telling people to share the space. You're just basically sitting there and letting all the speakers do the work, and you're not really mediating anything. And you know, you're not trying to find a new co-host. You're not out there every day. You're gonna stay here, right? You're gonna stay at this level of entertainment and at this level of engagement. But once you start anteing your things, bro, once you start building that playbook of knowing what to do, the outcome is way better. The outcome is 100% way better because you know what you're doing, you know what people want, and you can give the people what they want. It's you have to build a community like within everything. I think, you know what I mean? Especially spaces, you have to build a community that likes you, you know, that they can interact with each other about you, about things you say, about things you do. So yeah, 100%. There's levels to everything for sure.
Yeah,
I
dude.
agree with.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Also, anyone in the spaces right now, if you hit that bottom right icon, hit that retweet, hit the likes, comments, all the things help. Just to quote Leap and quote BERDYN there. But also, the rapid fire Q&A will be starting soon. So if you have a rapid fire any question, if you want to ask it, just throw up a request and I'll add you. And then we'll get to your question. You can ask him directly here on the stream. If you have anything you want to ask about anything, throw your request up, because I've also got some rapid fire questions. This is like, I love this shit, dude, because these are you would never be able to ask this question in a normal conversation, but since we're like on a podcast and I called it rapid fire Q&A, like all these questions I can just ask them out of context with no reason to ask them. So
All right,
what is your biggest irrational fear, my friend? Do you got anything like that? Like, are you weirdly scared of spiders to the point where people are going to question your manhood?
No, I don't think so. Like fuck, what am I scared of, bro? I think failing. I don't know. Like that's kind of my biggest thing. Like I'm not like obviously if someone points a gun at me, I'm gonna be scared. But like I'm not scared. Like you know what I mean? Like of like just in my head. But
Right.
something like sometimes I think about where I'm like, damn, like I can't fail, bro. Like like not scared, but like I can't fail. And sometimes
What would that look like?
um
Like failing.
failing for me would be rock bottom. Like failing means I didn't win, and if I don't win, like there's only one option for me, and it's to win. And sometimes the thought of failing scares me, and failing for me is just not reaching my goals, not
Yeah.
not being able to provide for my family, not becoming famous, not being someone in this world. Like that is like it. And like sometimes like the thought of, okay, I might not do this, like scares me, but then I'm like, no, what am I talking about, dude? You're a bird. What the fuck are you talking about?
Let's fucking go.
It's sometimes that scares me, but there's no, like, I'm not scared of cows or fucking snakes or fuck people are scared of these days, bro.
Bro, honestly, there's been some entrepreneurs in the content world that have really helped me with this thing, because I always had that same thing of rotting fear inside of me of just in general failing. I don't even know what that meant. And I realized, or I found out that everyone everyone in general, but especially content and entrepreneurs, we have that feeling, and it's deep rooted in us for whatever reason. A lot of times it's some kind of generational trauma, or your dad didn't love you or something like that. That's what I found a lot of YouTube. I don't know if you noticed this, dude. Like all the YouTubers have daddy issues, like all of them. Anyways,
Dude. Yeah, go ahead.
like that's just how it is. But the fact that we all have it, but that's the reason that we're able to go. Like that's the reason I could go for 2 years or for a year straight uploading 10 TikToks a day. Like that's fucking absurd. If I didn't have that fear of failure, no shot. Like I would have stopped after a month.
Dude, people fail. It's the truth. And when I say I'm scared of failing, I don't mean like, oh, I post a video and it doesn't do good, because I think that's a W. If something doesn't do good, there's so much analysis there of why didn't it do good? What happened? You know, there's so much to read from failures. But by failing, I mean really getting to a point where I don't want to do it anymore because I feel as though I'm not good enough. That's what I mean by failing. To fail a video, if a video doesn't do good, dude, there's so much to like learn from that. Like why didn't it do good? And with spaces, you know, why didn't this space do that good? What can I do to better this? You know, failing is, if you haven't failed, you haven't won. You know what I mean? True. That's kind of what I think. So definitely though, for sure, like fuck snakes. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, if you fail, like that's the risk that comes with like doing a high reward thing, is like there's a high fall, you know? So that's just kind of how it goes. So yeah, if you haven't had any fails where you haven't fallen flat on your fucking face, that means you probably have not tried anything that's that scary. Like I remember when I moved to Seattle, and it was the first time I've ever lived in a big city, and I was terrified, but also I was like, let's fucking go, let's do this. Like I'm not that scared. And I get here, and like my mattress doesn't come for a fucking week, so I literally slept on the ground for 10 days. Like I even vlogged this. Like I'm actually sleeping on the ground with a fucking newspaper, or like it was a towel. I slept with a towel as my blanket because I had nothing else in my apartment for a week. And I remember just sitting there like one time at like 4 a.m, like looking at the ceiling and being like, bro, what the fuck? Like I have no money again. I used all this money to decorate the apartment. None of it's getting here. And I'm like thinking about it all day long for like 24 hours a day. And I remember being like, man, I fucking suck, dude. Like I couldn't make content. Like none of my content was hitting. And I was just hitting L after L after L after L. And then that season ended and something else happened, or I had a new fresh start, or a video did well. And then I just moved on. And that's just kind of how the game works. And it hardens you up. It hardens you up the next time something like that happens.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of humbling experiences that come about, and you have to just like face them. You can't let them push you out, for sure. I agree.
1,000,000%, dude. 1,000,000%. Crypto Dream says, I feel that. And I feel you too, bro. Do you have anything that comes to mind when you think of a hardest thing that you've kind of gone through, or you've actually had to go through with, and it just was way harder than you thought, maybe? In life.
Just in life, or like with crypto?
No, in life. I mean, if you have something that comes to mind in crypto, but like in life, if there's something that really fucked you up, or I don't know.
I mean, again, I also didn't grow up with a dad. That kind of had its toll on me, but you know, I adapted pretty well, I would say. But apart from that, again, like I go back to the thing of like, the only thing that bothered me, I'd say, growing up was, again, like being surrounded by a lot of wealthy people. And again, I didn't hate my friends for that. I never was jealous of them or anything. But sometimes I would sit down and think like why? Like why are they so like why can they go out every day and go eat food? And why do they have so many rooms in their house? And why do they have a pool and I don't? You know what I mean? Like that like always coursed in my brain. And then I got to a point where I'm like, you know what, I can just get it. Like I'll just start doing my own shit and get all of that. You know what I mean? So that kind of bothered me a little bit for a long time of like, damn, why the fuck am I not rich? You know what I mean? Like, why, you know? Yeah. And then as you grow up, you start realizing like, you know, everybody grows up different. Everybody has different opportunities. Everybody, even some of the rich friends I had were, you know, having harder times than me. And it wasn't because, you know, their financial situation. It's because, and this is what I noticed a lot too, actually. A lot of the rich people that like surrounded myself with and that, you know, went to my school, they were actually desensitized to the value of things. They didn't, like, for example, like for me, if I went on an $860 fucking meal, like that's a lot of money, dude. It's like a steak, bro. You know what I mean? But for them, it's like just another day. I'm like, wow, bro. And like, you know, they're driving around in Teslas. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What the hell? And, you know, I remember the first time when I went to one of my friend's house, he has this pool, his big ass pool. And I was like, damn, bro, you have a nice pool. He's like, You don't have a pool? I'm like,
Damn.
what? Dude, it's insane. I don't have a pool, bro. No, I
Yo.
don't. So, that kind of bothered me a little bit, but I eventually got over that, that feeling inside. So, you know, it was, I learned to just like accept and like be like, you know what, I'll just get it myself. it's just,
Yeah.
it's not a necessity. You know what I mean? It's just a nice accessory in life. So it's not that hard to get, in my opinion. I think everybody can get there at some point if they work hard enough. So I would say that, but for crypto, my biggest hardship, bro, would be like sleep. Sleep, I would say, is like some days I'm like, fuck, like, like, because there's shit that happens in real life. Like,
Yeah.
I have to go to an appointment, or like my friends want to hang out on this day, randomly, and I'm like, fuck, like this doesn't,
Yeah.
like, I can't do, you know what I mean? Like, how am I gonna do this with no sleep? Like, this goes right in between my sleep schedule of where I want it to sleep. So definitely that, like, sometimes, but not for crypto, not too many. Like, I'm doing everything. I'm trying to do everything right.
Hell yeah. That's fucking admirable, dude. Because that's a lot of people aren't doing that. So appreciate you for that, dude. 100%. Got a couple more that I love here. What do you think about? Or actually, no. Do you go for walks and like? Do you go for walks like how girls say they go for their hot girl walk? Guys go for walks to kind of clear their head. Do you know what you think about when you go for a walk, or do you listen to podcasts, listen to music, or?
I mean, dude, I listen to a lot of A Boogie. I listen to a lot of Lil Baby. I listen to a lot of artists. I love music. I love my music a lot. Um, Walks, dude. I used to go on walks a lot, actually, back in high school. I just liked them. Like at the time when I had a girlfriend, I always liked going out, because like at my old crib, like it was really hard to get privacy. Like my brother, family, I didn't really want them over here. So when I was talking to my ex, like back in the day, I would always go on walks, and then like those walks, I would just start going on them even when I'm not on the phone, because I just enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Um, I stopped though, because again, dude, it's fucking cold, bro. Like, it is cold here, bro. It is fucking cold. So yeah, I stopped going on those walks, but I'll go here and there. My mom loves to go on walks, so sometimes I'll go with her, but like maybe like 4 times a year or something. But
Yeah.
not too many. But I'm not the biggest walker. But my music, dude, oh, I can't leave the house without a pair of headphones or something. I love my music. For
True,
sure.
true. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm also the same. It depends on what I'm doing. If I listen to music or a podcast, or if I just need to like not hear anything for a second. I love the city because I don't have to have a movie on. I don't have to have a video on, because the fucking city is a movie itself. Like I just look around and I'm like, wow, or like someone's getting mugged and I'm like, whoa, or like it's just like the
Yeah.
randomest shit that you see in the city. So I love the city, not because people are getting mugged, but because there's always something happening on the side that I can kind of focus on. Okay, do you have any guilty pleasures?
Hmm.
Like you watch Vampire Diaries or something like that, or you
Oh,
really fuck with like Twilight or something.
guilty pleasures, bro. Uh hmm. Okay, yeah, maybe I have one. Like I just love when like I like okay, I don't know if this is a guilty pleasure, but I'm a very competitive person, and when I beat someone, I get so happy when I see their losing face. It makes me so happy. I don't know, like I'm evil or something. I don't know why, but when I beat someone in something, dude, they just get upset. Like I get so like happy.
Oh
Like I'm
my
like,
god,
I can go get shit on. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Maybe I'm evil like that, but I'd say that's my guilty pleasure. I
bro,
just
that's
love.
fucking funny. That is fucking funny. Gary V would be stoked to hear that answer. He's like, I'm all about love and compassion, but if I'm beating, he's like, if I'm fighting you or something, he goes, I will destroy you. I'm like, wow, that's a fucking
Yeah.
that's fucking hilarious. No, for anyone who wants to game with BERDYN, don't, unless you know for a fact you're gonna win, because he's gonna laugh at you when he's taking your W and he's taking all your money.
Yeah, no, dude, I won't say, but in my head, dude, I'm evil, bro. In my head, I'm like, fucking shit. You're so. Why do you even do this? Like, why do you even play this sport? Like I'll like say that in my head, but sometimes I'll say it if they're close friends. But to go up against me in anything, because like dude, like, dude, I'm like sometimes like in a space like this is kind of like it's a funny thing, but if there's a conversation going on that I have no clue, I have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, I'll just talk like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like we could be talking about rocket science, and I'll
Yeah.
just like like say shit like I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And I'm a firm believer, if you say anything with confidence, people will believe it. If you say it with your chest, even if it's the most ridiculous shit, if you like really sit down and try to convince someone the earth is flat and you're so confident and like you're just saying it, like you could probably convince someone to at least rethink what they really know. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'll just fucking say shit that like I have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about. And someone will be like, wait, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, yeah, you caught me. I have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about. And, you know, it's a little funny segment, but, you know, definitely
awesome.
that too. I do that a lot.
Dude, I will say I know what you mean. There will be times that I'm fucking stoned out of my mind, and then I'll be asked to come on stage, and I'm like, well, fuck it, dude. It's a good opportunity. We'll see what happens. And then like someone that I recognize will be up there, and I'm like, wow, I really hope I know what I'm talking about, because I'm gonna pretend like I do, and I'm not even gonna know what I said until I listen to this recording. So I definitely feel you. I hope people who are listening on Spaces, every now and then you'll probably hear me blabber too long about something, and you'll be like, Cade's probably stoned because he has not gotten to the point, and he probably won't get there. And that's just, it's fine, dude. It's not every single time, but every now and then it be happening. Yo, here's the next question.
Shoot.
When was your first relationship? Because mine was middle school, but it only lasted 24 hours because she dumped me for Cameron Parker.
Cameron Parker, fuck him. All my homies hate Cameron Parker. But,
Yeah, for real.
My first relationship, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was March. It was last year March was when I got into my first relationship. I've been around, but my first ever relationship, it lasted like 3 months or something like that. It was my first girlfriend. I was her first boyfriend, and it ended, unfortunately, but you know, we move on. What you got to do, you got to move on sometimes. And it was a hard little breakup. It was a hard breakup, but you know, you got to move on from those things, dude. You got to move on. That actually bothered me for a long time, bro. Like that relationship, like it you know, did that thing, because you know, losing your V card to someone, you know, it's a big thing, and she also lost hers to me. So I was like, you know, it was a moment, you know, and then when it's over, you're like, fuck, you know, like relationships are hard, dude. They're hard, but you know, you move on from those things. So it is. That was kind of my first relationship.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, sometimes you'll be with someone you really think that this is finally the one, and then they don't, and you're like, oh fuck, that hurt. Yeah, that hurt really bad, you know. And so they'll always. There's some people, especially I've heard this come up a bunch of times, like on TikTok. People talk about like the one person that like everyone has, that one person that you're just like, oh, come on, motherfucker. So I feel you there, man. I feel you there, and hopefully she's doing well, but. Anyways, we got a couple of last questions that I'd love to see. Also, if anyone, I don't see anyone who wants to ask him a question, but if you guys want to ask Bert a question towards the end of this, just throw your hand up or sorry, request, and we'll get to your question. If not, I got a couple last questions here. I love these questions. Do you have anywhere that you haven't traveled to that you want to travel to, and why?
Listen, I don't know where they do this. I can't think of the place, but you know ayahuasca. Do you know what that is?
I do.
Dude, I want to try that so bad. Not
Bro,
right
have you done other shit?
No.
All right, you need to definitely mess with the other things before you even think about ayahuasca, because I've done DMT, which is the root thing inside of ayahuasca. That shit will mess you up heavy unless you're somewhat prepared with other things.
Yeah,
you know.
I want to do it like definitely way more in the future, like when I'm like definitely over 25, like that age. You know, because when your brain's fully developed or whatever. You know,
Probably
just
smart.
Just to be safe. But like, you know, I definitely want to go wherever. I forgot where it is, but apparently
it's like Central America is what I've heard.
Yeah, it's like a whole experience. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to just go. I want to do it before I die for sure. But apart from that, like I don't travel a lot. Like I've been to Cuba before. I was actually born in Finland. Not a lot of people know that about me. I was born in Finland, lived there for 7 years. Came to Canada, been here for 11. But yeah, I've been to Norway, Oslo. Like I've been to Europe a bit. I've been to London. I've been to London for a week, like the UK. You know, I've been to Iran for a bit, which is like my ethnicity. Kurdish. It's basically it's Persian Kurdish, same thing basically. I don't know, but yeah, I'm Kurdish. But no, like I don't. I think this is probably gonna sound so like off to you, but for someone who lives in Canada, like dude, who's never been to the States, like I want to go to LA. I want to go to LA or Miami,
No.
like
Yeah.
so bad, you know. And like sometimes I say that to people, and they're like, LA, you don't want to go to like Venezuela or like
Yeah.
fucking Hawaii. I'm like yeah, like those are nice, but I also want to see LA. I want to see Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like these are all like stories I hear. I've never
Yeah.
been. So I really want to go to those places for sure.
Dude, I feel you. I had the same thought when I went to LA to visit LA for the first time. Definitely hit up other landmarks that you're excited. Like I went to Zoo Culture, I went to Gold's Gym Venice because like I'd seen those in videos all the time. Definitely have some of those that you're very, very sure of that are gonna be what they are advertised as, because there are many things in LA that suck compared to what we think they're gonna be. But there are places in LA that are just as cool as you think they're gonna be.
Dude, I was also excited to go to New York, you know, the city of dreams,
Yeah,
the you know, but I hear that it's the streets smell like piss and
they
there are
do.
rats the size of cows that run around. I'm like, what
There
the
are.
fuck? Like that is
Yeah.
insane. Like
It's
apparently
energy, bro. Energy of New York is unlike any other. But as far as a city, I would much rather live in Seattle. Like I love Seattle. It's way cleaner. It rains, so like all the muck on the sidewalk gets drained from the water, which is really nice. New York has an issue, especially in the snow time when it's snowing, because all the snow will just pile up and it gets all gross, and then it never melts. So it's just
yeah,
sitting there.
dude. It's a problem apparently there. Like apparently like rat exterminators get
Yeah.
like, paid insane amounts of money, and like people just leave their garbage on the sidewalk. So like a garbage
Yeah.
truck comes and picks it up, then the rats just fucking roam the streets to get to that garbage. So I don't know, man, it's crazy, but I'm still excited to go. Definitely, I want to see the
Yeah.
city of dreams that I hear so much about. So
Dude, the
yeah,
people you meet there too, it's yeah, you should definitely look forward to New York. I love New York. All right. Final two. I think it is. Final two questions. Where did the first one go? Oh yeah, do you have a favorite food chain or restaurant or food?
I would say I love bubble tea. That's not food,
Hey, let's
but
go.
I love my bubble tea, bro. I love my bubble tea. And then like, dude, I love teriyaki chicken, like Asian food, bro. Fucking
Let's go,
love it. Like
piggy.
barbecue chicken, like the noodles, just everything, bro. I love Asian food for sure. I think Asian food is like my favorite. Apart from that, you know, like you know, I'll eat a burger, I'll eat that and that, but like for me, like Asian food is definitely like top notch for
Shout out
sure.
Asia, dude. I grew up on Asian food because I'm half Japanese. My mom cooked it all the time. I fucking loved it, dude. Okay. Do you have any conspiracies that you believe in that you're like, yeah, that happened or that didn't happen?
Um, okay, pyramids, dude. I think pyramids are sus. I don't know how the
Yeah.
fuck they got built. Big ass blocks, right? Like that's fucking sus as fuck. And then,
Agreed.
dude, I'm a hard believer in karma. Like, just
Mm,
like if you do something bad, bro, it's coming straight around two times worse. So you know, like I was taught that way too. I was taught that karma was real. So I like I never like I try not to do anything bad, like because I'm always scared that something's gonna come back to me twice as worse. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like built me to be like a very nice. I don't know. It's a nice thing to have because you never like you know because sometimes you have those intrusive thoughts, bro. It's like take that, bro. This is free. This is free. Just take it.
yeah.
And then you're like, no, bro. No, it's gonna come back two times as worse. Don't be like that. You know. So
Yeah.
I've definitely like growing up. This you know like you go to 7-Eleven and it's like, oh, you go to buy some chips, but then you see that chocolate bar, dude, it's looking really good, but you don't got the money for it. What are you gonna do? You know, you're gonna put it in your pocket, and then you're like,
Yeah.
dude, just
Yeah.
come on, BERDYN, come on, grow
That's
up.
funny.
You know, that's kind of that would be it. I believe in karma, and I believe in fucking Ogopogo. I think Ogopogo
Go
exists.
Pogo. But you guys heard it here first. If you steal a chocolate bar, you will have the next NFT you mint go straight to fucking zero. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. All right, brother. Dude, this is the final fucking question. This is a segment that I love to do because I think it's just funny to put them in this position. It's fuck, marry, kill, but NFT edition. So it's not going to be fuck, marry, kill. It's going to be FUD, flip, or hodl. Fuck, or Jesus Christ. FUD, flip, or hodl. And we have some NFTs we're going to choose from. We have the Mutant Ape Yacht Club, because so many of our beloved content creator friends are rocking the Mutant Ape. Shout out and love to NFT God, who lost his and got everything hacked. That was fucking terrible to hear. That literally like rocked me for a little bit. I was like, holy crap. So all love to you there. So we'll keep the Mutant Apes. We'll run with potentially, actually, give me one of your top projects. We'll throw that into the mix. Not your favorite project, but a top project for you that you see a lot, that it would make a good, give a good run for their money for the mutants.
Fuck you. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think outside the box, but I'm just gonna say D-Gods. I'm just gonna say
Okay,
D-Gods.
I was gonna roll with D-Gods, so that's perfect. Mutant Apes, we got D-Gods, and potentially I was gonna throw in either Clone X or Doodles. I'm inclined to do Doodles just because they're big partnership. That was the other day.
No, I hate Doodles.
Oh, you're okay.
Clone
So
X.
easy question with Doodles. Okay, all right, here we go. We got Doodles, Mutant Apes, and we have D-Gods. Fuck, marry, kill, FUD, flip, or HODL.
FUD, flip, or HODL. So
say they're all around the same price too. Say they're all around 15 ETH.
Okay. I would flip Doodles. Flip it easy. Get that money. Mutants and D-Gods. Listen, if this was 3 months ago, BERDYN, I would have picked Mutants. But today, BERDYN, who's like really, done his research and, knows that they're going to ETH now, and I think they're going to take over, I have to go whole D-Gods and what was it?
So
flip.
No. You either have to FUD.
Wait. No. Hold on. I fucked that up. I'm FUDding Doodles, flipping Mutants, and hodling fucking D-Gods. That's what it is.
Damn, guys, he's gonna FUD the Mutant Apes over D-Gods. Wait, will you go into a tiny bit just super quick why you chose to do that?
Dude, I'm a full believer in community. Like, if the community isn't huge, bro, like if the community isn't strong, I'm like, I'm having second thoughts. And Mutants, it's like, they have a community, but it's like D-Gods, where they're active. Those fuckers are active, bro. And like, I have a lot of friends in that community, and I know Frank. I've spoken to Frank many times, and I know the kind of guy he is, and like, he's just very, he's on his shit, bro. He is on his shit, and he's always delivering new things, even though they're delayed sometimes. Whatever.
Delayed. Yeah.
Even though
wait, okay. Can you answer this? Because this is a follow-up question that I love to ask, because I'm a Utes maxi in terms of like, if I was comparing the two, especially if Utes had been on ETH, I'm a huge believer that Utes brand is like 100 times better than D-Gods. That's just what I believe from what I see on Twitter and the art. And I don't know what it is exactly about the feel of it. I think Utes are way stronger. I don't know how they're going to do on Polygon exactly. I don't know how that's going to play out. I think they'll do fine probably. But as far as the art, dude, like I would pick Utes over a D-God, and same with community. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
That's interesting. I honestly, I mean, I love Utes, but for me, like, just my style, the way, like, I've just like the style of creativity and everything, just like about me. And like, I like wearing all black. I'm more like, little bit not edgy. I don't want to say edgy. Like, I hate
BERDYN
that
is
word.
edgy, guys. He doesn't want to say it, he's edgy.
Not edgy, bro. But I'm saying, like, that like cool look. And I think Utes are definitely have their like really colorful, really joyful look. But I think the D-Gods, bro, like, they have that coolness to them. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I love the D-Gods, bro. I love that art. That's just for me. But I definitely get the branding side for you. It's like very brandable IP. You can really use that. I know a lot of people who are going to be doing big things with that IP. But for me, like, dude, D-Gods are just, they look so good, bro. They look so good. Oh, man.
Yeah, no, I think they did a great job with the art. I was stuck. That's probably my favorite part about them in general, is that art. Like with the Utes, there's not many PFPs that I would ever risk putting my brand on and being like, yo, maybe this could be my PFP, or maybe this will be the brand that we roll with for, whatever advertising or promos. Like Utes is that for me. I really like their art, and they're like a good mix between, like, they're not a fucking like animal, but they're also not like a human. There's some kind of in between hybrid creature thing. and is like just good enough to really roll around the metaverse. I'm a huge metaverse maxi, so I see the world with like digital communities rolling around in these online worlds as we're already doing. I just believe that whatever the next step for more engaging, immersive shows and things like that, I think they'll be involved in the metaverse. I'm a huge metaverse maxi. But dude, we've come to the fucking very end. We survived, got through an hour and a half of BERDYN content, Twitter space content, life content, fucking alpha. Is there anything, any person you want to shout out, or I don't know, talk about something you got coming up?
I mean, Tall Stupid Horses are minting soon. That's alpha right there. Like, they're very, very soon. Really excited about, Tall Stupid Horses. Has been with them for a really long time. Definitely want to shout them out. Really excited for this, man. I mean, I love one-of-one art. And like, do you know about Tall Stupid Horses?
I just in a Discord because you told me to on Twitter. You said announcement coming tomorrow. Join Discord, so I joined Discord. So I'm in there. I don't know anything about it. Also, is it on Solana or is it on ETH?
Solana, yeah, Solana.
Okay.
Yeah, basically the utility. I'll just as quick as possible. You mint one, you stake it, you get horse points, and with horse points, you get to. We're gonna have our own marketplace, and you can purchase one-of-one art from one-of-one artists that are on that marketplace just by staking your horse. You know what I mean? You get these points and you get one-of-one art. And I think it's a great, if a lot of people, like, I don't know if you buy one-of-one art, but it's
bro,
like
my entire ledger is art. Everything in my YouTube studio is art pieces from NFT artists. I'm a huge one-of-one artist. How the fuck do I get whitelisted on something like that? That's cool. I really like that.
Yeah, dude, like, honestly, like, we're definitely going to be giving out whitelist. But the reason I said get in right now is because, like, we're going to be doing this big marketing push. Like, just we're getting ready for it. And a lot of the people who are whitelisted right now, we're going to give them OGs. And like, I know you're in there. I got you. I got you with OG. I'll bless you up.
Thank you, bro.
Listen, like, I'm super excited for that, bro. Beyond excited for that. Been working on this team for so long, unbelievable amount of time. Really good founder. Love the founder. He also has this little segment called Introverted Founder, where he like talks about him and like what it's like to be an introverted founder. His name is Kemea, Kemea. Love the guy. Yeah. And then I want to shout out my mom. I want to shout out my friends. I don't know, dude. Like, that's about it, bro. I don't think I have anything else to say.
Dude, shout out to you. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to everyone who helped BERDYN along the way. He's been crushing it. I'm fucking excited. Like, there's a reason I reached out to you. There's some content creators that, for myself, I like to think I have a couple superpowers. One of them is I find people somewhat early in their journey, and I'm like, that's obviously a winner. And I've done it a few different times where I found someone you're already well on the way. I found people when they're a little bit smaller. But I just kind of been at a point where I was like, yo, okay, I've seen enough of his content. I feel like a podcast could make sense. I feel like we'd talk about a lot of shit. Plus, you're cool as fuck, bro. You can talk about anything. Like, I could throw anything at you. I could be like, yo, fucking AirPods. And you could just start talking for 30 minutes and we both could do that. So like, I'm glad we could. And we vibed hard, bro. We talked about a lot of shit.
Yeah, it was great. I really appreciate it. I mean, this is my first podcast I've ever been on. I think I'm going to be on a lot more. I love this setting. I love the one-on-one. Ask me anything. I love that. You know what I mean? So definitely appreciate this. I'm going to remember this for sure because it's my first one. But, I really appreciate you letting me come on here and show myself and, give me a platform on your platform to, like, show who I am and what I think about certain subjects. So I really appreciate that.
Hell yeah, man. And you know that I'm going to be getting short form content, sound bites. You're going to see them all over your timeline. So for people who missed the podcast, they don't want to watch the full thing, you will still get all the highlights coming out on the sound bites. So guys, make sure if you're in Spaces, hit that bottom right message icon. If you want to support, likes, retweets, all the things help so much. YouTube, if you're watching this live or not live, likes, retweets, subscribe, do all the things. Code word. If you made it to the very end, I guess we have no choice but to make, oh wow, I'm typing right in front of the phone. Code word. What is the project called? Is it Tall
Stupid Horses?
All Stupid Horses?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The code word. Tall Stupid Horses. That is the code word if you're in the YouTube squad, so that we know you made it to the very end. Thank you all for being here. And until next time, continue on your Joyage, continue to learn, and be grateful you're alive watching this video.